All right, athletes, really great day to ramp up the intensity, and I think that means it's a really great day to reintroduce Wednesday. Woo Wednesday. Because this one, let me tell you, it's got a lot of woo to it. We're looking at 15 minutes of work divided up into 3 5-minute AMRAPs. You'll see the movements in particular here, the toes to bar and the squat snatches, which the squat snatches falls right in line with one of our focuses this month, Amanda, squat snatches and ring muscle ups. These 3 5-minute AMRAPs, you'll see the volume or the reps in these AMRAPs decrease, but you'll see the weight in the snatches increase. So you're going to see rounds of the first 5-minute AMRAP, 12 and 12. We're looking for you to get anywhere from maybe 2 to 3 rounds. The second AMRAP, it goes down to 9 and 9, looking for 3 to 4 rounds. And then the last AMRAP, 6 and 6, talking 3 to 5 rounds, give or take. The weight on the bar is going to increase just a smidge. All right, prescribed goes 75-55, then to 95-65, then to 115-75. Even if this means we want to scale for intensity, even if this means you have an empty bar and round 1 you do empty bar, round 2 you add 2.5s on each side, and round 3 you add 5s on each side. So start light enough that you can do these little incremental builds over the course of the workout. Again, this being grip intensive, we want to focus on the best way to save our grip. And what better way to save your grip than to use the ever so popular hook grip on that barbell. So wrapping the fingers around the thumb, wrapping the thumb around the bar, fingers around the thumb. Now, one thing you can do is kind of relax these fingers and really just squeeze that middle finger. You find you don't need a death grip on this bar. It's light enough that you'll be able to move it. That hook grip does help save your grip. Learn to love it, okay? Because then when we get to the pull-up bar for those toes bars, that's going to be pretty grippy. So we want to hang on to that as much as we can. You see a lot of hip flexion in here too, a lot of hip extension. So there's going to be a lot of kind of work in that midline. And of course the legs with the squat. Big thing today, technique in the snatch. What we'll talk about is getting yourself up fast and then catching that bar in the squat as fast as you can. That takes some skill, that takes some technique, that takes a lot of practice. If you're still relatively unfamiliar with this movement, new to this movement, or still just really working it, a way we can kind of tweak this is you can catch that bar up a little bit higher and then ride it down to an overhead squat. Almost turn it into 2 movements. It will slow things down a little bit, but it makes sure we're hitting this and hitting this right, hitting the movement right. Obviously, if you're more experienced, if you're more comfortable, then driving that bar up and dropping real fast is going to make a difference. It's going to keep the intensity up. Last thing with that toes to bar is if you kind of have toes to bar, but the volume's a little high in this one over the course of 15 minutes total work, let's scale for intensity. I said that earlier. Scale for intensity. If you have some toes to bar, but 12 is a lot, then scale down to a hanging knee raise, a leg raise, knees to elbow in those first 2 AMRAPs, something that will keep you on the bar longer and keep the intensity up. Then save the toes to bar for that last one. If you're not totally smashed, if you're not smoked, and you still got them, go for those toes to bar on the last AMRAP. So a lot of fun things to think about here. Technique in the snatch, how to strategize the toes to bar. A lot of good stuff. Again, it's a woo sandwich. It's a woo Wednesday. And I can't wait to see woo you on the creek for this one. See you there.